Have you talked to Keith Kizer? Christmas wishes, anything at all?
No.
No?
Why?
Every fight, you're sending out tweets to send email barrage to
why?
Keith
Because
Kizer.
I don't want to be emailed. Stop emailing me. I don't pick the judges and refs. Email Keith. You know what I mean? Why should I get all the emails going, hey, Don King, what the fuck are you doing with these refs and judges and all this shit? You know? People really think that we pick the judges and the refs, and we actually have some say in it.
Mm-hmm.
If I had some say in it, fucking Steve Mazzagatti would be up in the fucking North Pole somewhere reffing fights.
So what's your biggest issue with him recently? Because it seems to me like he can't win. He stops some fights early, stops them late. Is he just every fight he's wrong?
I just think he's terrible. Okay. I think he's terrible. I think he's an indecisive guy. I think he doesn't know what he's looking for. He stands there, and sometimes when I look at him, it looks like he's doing his fucking grocery list. I got to pick up some milk and eggs after the fight. And, that's what he looks like he's doing. And then meanwhile, some guy's getting pounded 8-9 times after he should have been. Just listen, Steve Mazzagatti, and people are joking around like I want him to ref the right on cue. Like I want him to ref the IVL fight. I wish no harm on Steve Mazzagatti. To be honest with you, he's a nice guy. Any of the run-ins I've ever had with Steve, he's not a bad guy. He's a nice person. He's just a horrible referee. I wish nothing personal or harm to the guy at all. Not even the least bit. But he's a bad referee, and there's just some people who are refs and some people who aren't. He's not. Herb Dean, I think, is the best referee in the business, man. Herb Dean, in my opinion, has made some of the best calls. One of my most embarrassing moments, and I've had a few, was when Frank Mir's arm broke. I didn't see it, and nobody else saw it. Herb Dean saw it. We didn't see it again until they showed the replay in the slow-mo, but I was already up and yelling at the commission and running into the octagon and acting like a jackass. And, after I found out Tim Sylvia's arm was broke, I was horrified and embarrassed. Then, the other night at the WC, he saw the fence grab, when Cerrone got the mount. And everybody was booing. I don't say shit now. When Herb Dean makes a call, man, I'm waiting for the replay because 99% of the time, that guy's dead on. He's very good. He trains. He knows what he's doing. He's very confident in himself. When he jumps in and makes a decision, man, that day, I'll tell you, it couldn't have been worse. The day that when Sylvia's arm broke. I mean, I was screaming. Everybody was going crazy. People were booing. He knew why he made the call, and he was confident about it. Mazzagatti has absolutely no confidence whatsoever. If he stops a fight too soon in his first fight, you better believe 3 fights later he's stopping that fight way too late. He has no confidence in his skills because he has no clue what he's doing.
So did you watch Kung Lee and Scott Smith? Because Big John McCarthy did an awesome job in that fight.
Yeah,
Allowed Smith
it's funny you asked me that because I just watched it yesterday on YouTube.
Okay. He did a really good job. So what do you think of Kizer denying his application and saying we don't need officials in Nevada and potentially California?
Let me tell you what. I have no say in what these guys do.
But you have an opinion on him saying we don't need officials. Big John McCarthy's not.
I think what happened with John McCarthy is John McCarthy said a lot of bad things about a lot of people. And he retired because he was going to go off and become a television star. You know what I mean? And I think he burned a lot of bridges. You don't just go out and smash all these people and call them corrupt and all this other stuff, and then think people are going to bring you back with open arms.
So does Kizer need to be objective, though, and get by that and have one of the better officials in there if you're short on great officials?
Listen, when you're talking about somebody being an official, it's about being professional in every way, shape, or form. I'm sure that's what a lot of the commissions in this country, that's their problem with Big John McCarthy. There's a lot of good referees out there. You just got to go. You got to get out and find them. And I think most of the guys that ref the UFC fights are fantastic. Everybody's going to make a mistake. Happens. Like I always say, football's been around forever. Baseball's been around forever. Those guys make bad calls. It's going to happen. But my only one real standout is Steve. He's not good, and it doesn't look like he's getting any better. So
do you think with all your complaints on Mazzagatti, you could actually be hurting the sport and the perception of the sport in fans' eyes? Because now we're hearing, fix, the refs don't know what they're doing, they're bad decisions. Are you just adding fuel to the fire for people who are uneducated?
Just being honest. We want me to say, that was an awesome call. Yeah. And on some of the judging, too. What, am I supposed to defend it? If I agree with it, I will. You know how many times I'm at the filming The Ultimate Fighter, and I'm like, here we go, we're going to a third round, and it's not. The fight's over. And even the fighters and everybody else there thinks it's going to a third round. and it doesn't. You know, what am I supposed to say? I agree with him. That was a great call.
Just say nothing.
I guess I was wrong. You know.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I think it's better to be vocal and talk about these things in public so that you can make it better and fix it. You know.
Is there
On the what fight? Yeah, I thought it was a good stop. Yeah, it was a good stop.
You didn't think it should have been stopped before? When
No.
he had him down?
When he had him down the first
In
time?
the first round? And he hit him?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, in the first
I only
round.
watched the finish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole fight. I only watched the finish.
Okay.
Who had Scott Smith was down?
Scott Smith was down, and Lee threw about 50 unanswered blows at him.
Really?
Probably landed about at least 30.
Oh, is that what you were asking me about? Oh, I didn't know.
That he showed patience, that he didn't see a big shot where
I
his
didn't
eyes
know.
went up or anything, or he froze.
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I was talking about the finish.
Yeah.
On YouTube, they got it in like 3 parts, and I went to the third part and watched the end of the fight. I didn't watch the whole fight.